Alright, because we in the trenches.
Hello everybody, welcome to Mondays with McGriff. It's Deep Monday, December 8th. This is episode 5 of this season. We saw a big pop in YouTube subscription. We want you to go to the Bartow Basketball YouTube channel and subscribe. Big shout out to 2 new subscribers, Miss Kim Campbell. Her son David played on our 2014 state runner-up team, and her husband, Mr. David Campbell Sr., coached for us for many years. She gave me a few tips about how to navigate YouTube and stuff like that. She knows that I'm a little bit green with all that stuff, as the boys say. Another shout out to Miss Vanessa Bradley, Tony Bradley's mom. She's a new subscriber. So we got people subscribing to YouTube to watch the show. Make sure you subscribe. And thank you too, and the many others who have been subscribing, okay? Up to the soapbox, on to the soapbox, right? Congratulations to the Lakeland Dreadnoughts for advancing to the class, I think it's 6A, state championship game. They're playing St. Thomas Aquinas again. They probably met 9 times now in the state championship game. Most people don't know that Lakeland's got the advantage, right? I think Lakeland's up 6-2 or 7-2 this year. So good luck to Coach Henderson, because I know he coaches football and basketball. Good luck to the guys that play football and basketball. Good luck to all the football dreadnoughts, many of them who I know because I'm from Lakeland, on bringing the state championship back to Polk County. So good luck to the dreadnoughts. They play Friday, I believe, St. Thomas Aquinas down there in Miami. It's going to be enemy territory, but they're prepared. So good luck to the dreadnoughts, right? Our 3 keys to success this week. We're up to that, okay? Last two weeks ago, we had rejuvenation, recreation, reunion. Last week we had routine, rise, rapport. Okay, this week we got 3 C's: character, concentration, consistency. Character, concentration, consistency. Character must be high on championship teams. We call it championship caliber, right? Traits of successful teammates, so traits of successful players, and traits of successful teams. They're hungry for more. 6-0 doesn't change your hunger for wanting to improve, right? Winning does not change this, okay? You willing to, what are the characteristics, okay? Willing to sacrifice, okay? I may not score as many points as I would on the non-winning team. Critical examination, that means willing to take coaching, okay? Critical examination. We're gonna coach you hard. Are you willing to take it, or are you gonna flop it off because of winning, or because you think that you're too good for coaching, right? How can I improve? Guys asking, hey coach, I know I'm doing this, but I want to get better. So championship players and championship teams have high character. They have championship character. They have traits. And so our focus this week is, how can we get our guys to have that kind of character and exhibit it? And then one of the ways we do that is the next C, concentration. Our number one goal in practice is to get our guys to focus, to concentrate, to lock in, to eliminate distractions, to learn how to channel those distractions. It translates to games. There's nothing that shows up in a game that doesn't show up in practice, and we need our guys to concentrate. Guys can do it. Okay, one of the criticisms of kids today is they cannot do it. They can do it. You've got to train them. You've got to emphasize it. That concentration leads to production in games. It actually leads to production in their lives. Great guy, a great example of that is Derwin Link. We've been on him about focus. We've been on him about concentration. And he's had one of his, I think, his best game of his career on Thursday night. Even us as coaches, I challenge myself and my coaches to concentrate in practice, eliminate distractions. Take your cell phones, put it on emergency mode, right? Focus. We don't let people in practice. Sometimes the girls are sitting in practice and we tell them, if you're going to be on your phone, go to your, they got a locker room. Go to your locker room, right? And so that concentration leads to championship character, okay? And what that does is leads to consistency, the 3rd C, right? A championship character. Concentrating more leads to consistency of process. Not just consistency of results, but consistency of process. I stole that from Nick Saban. This is not always about the results, it's about the process, okay? We are looking for more consistency in our process, okay? We went 4 for 16 shooting free throws on Thursday night. Okay, we know Durham was 2 for 6. I think Jameer was 0 for 4. I think Matt was 0 for 2. I think Matt's 2 for 14 for the season. So in practice today, and in the game tomorrow, and in practice Wednesday, and practice Thursday, I'm with those 3 guys in particular. And we've got to have more concentration. We got to have more focus for you to have more consistency. We're working on their mechanics a little bit, but some of them is the mental mechanics that you're working on to be better free throw shooters or a better basketball player or better anything. So character, concentration, consistency. Those are the 3 things we get these things and talk about them in practice, right? Guys are watching. I'm sure their parents are watching. Subscribers and supporters are watching, but we talk about these things in practice and how we want to get better this week, because everything's about getting better today, Monday, and then carrying it into the game Tuesday, and then getting better Wednesday, each day winning the game. So character, concentration, consistency, the 3 keys for success this week for the Yellow Jackets, right? And our soapbox, okay? Week in review. 2-0 last week, 6-0 for the season. Hard to do, okay? Our boys have gotten off to a good, congratulations to the guys. They've earned it. They've been busting their butt to get better, okay? It's really remarkable, okay? I don't know that I expect it to be 6-0. Somebody may watch the show and say, McGriff, you expect to lose? No, but winning is hard. And in my 24 years, we have not been 6-0 very much, okay? This is the 5th time we've been 6-0 in 24 years. I want to take you back a little bit. So I know this is the weekend review, but this may take some of my supporters back to the times when we've been 6-0 or better. Okay, had to go through the record books, had to do a little research, so this team's got me to go back to the record books. The 2003-2004 team started 9-0. That was my 2nd year. First year we were 6-21, ouch. And the next year we started 9-0. Now we finished 15-12. We fell apart, but it wasn't because of those guys' efforts, right? It was our first winning season at Bartow in 2003-2004. We had to learn to finish games, and we couldn't finish games. We were in all those games, even the games we lost, the 12 we lost. But starting 9-0 from being 6-21 was a testament to those guys, the year of progress that we made. So to some of the first-year coaches out there that you're struggling this year, we did it. I've been where you are. I understand what you're going through for that 2nd year for us to win 9 games. Some guys you may remember from that team, Marvin Williams, his son, Matt, plays on this year's team. Jamal Tucker, his dad, Larry, has been with me 24 years. Tony Garrison, a great point guard. All 2nd-year guys that were with me the first year, took the beatings, came back 15-12. We got a 9-0 start, right? 29-2010 team. You guys know that team. That was a state championship team. We started out 6-0. We finished 25-5. You guys know that team because of the state, and the most recognizable player on that team, Jeremiah Summer-Rippers, J-Frog, our dominant, dynamic point guard. Also, you guys know Wheelands. He's coaching at Discovery now. You know Dion Mervin. You know Vincent Reed. You know Reggie Polite. You know Rod Smith. Many of you guys know Rod Smith. And you know Rod Robinson. So those guys were driven to be champs. Okay, all our losses were against nationally ranked teams that year. We were tough and 6-0 start. All right, 2nd team. 3rd team. 2013 team. Probably my most talented team in 24 years. Probably my most talented team, including the state championship teams in 24 years. Okay, they started out 7-0. Finished 27-4. We got to the Final Four that year. We lost to a nationally ranked elite team. People want me to sometimes feel sorry for Coach Woodside because his best team that he ever had lost to Columbus. Columbus was nationally ranked. Been there. Okay, Ely, that was Ely. Ely won 6 state championships there when that guy was there. That was their best team. We faced any other Ely team. We win the state championship that year. Didn't happen. Ely wound up going to the Geico Nationals and winning a game in the Geico Nationals. That's how good they were, right? It was my most talented team. Chris Perry, you guys remember him. Derek Brooks played in college. Carlos Odom played in college. Guy by the name of Tony Bradley, turned out not to be bad. KT Jones played in college. Ricky Williams, you remember you guys, it's going back down the memory lane, played in college. VT Vontarius West played football in college, and so we had a dominating team, and we just ran up against another team that was better, but 7-0. Other team before this year that started 6-0. 2014-2015 team, Tony Bradley's junior year. We started out 6-0. We finished 25-4. Okay, I want y'all to know that guy Bradley, he was okay. He's his 8th year in the league, okay? And we had some pretty good guys on that team. Trey Jordan played a little football in college. Guy by the name of McKinley Harvin, we call him TJ, but his real name is government name. People hate for me to call him. I love government names. Okay, TJ Harvin, played a little bit in college. Tough-minded guys. DJ Andrews, about this tall. He guarded Chance McSpadden and held in the single digits, right? Look, this guy this tall, right? I remember him playing Winter Haven. He owns a landscaping business now. Awesome team. We wound up losing the second round in the playoffs to Osceola about 1 at home. And they wound up getting to the state championship game and losing to Ely. But we were close that year, 6-0. So this is the 5th team. Congratulations. Now, they don't remember that. So only McGriff remembers it. I had to pull it up from the files. I guess this will be on YouTube forever. So somebody that's a Yellow Jacket fan will remember it. Maybe if they watch this show, but they do remember championships, current guys. So good job. 6-0. 5th time in my tenure. Remarkable given the competition. We've had some great competition. Okay. And now on to the review. Okay. Tuesday we went to Port Charlotte to play the Pirates. It was the first time we went to Port Charlotte. First time we've ever played them in the regular season. Tuesday, December 2nd. We beat them 93-27. Now I want to give full disclosure. Right. Let me sit up. I want to get full disclosure. We do not schedule teams to beat them 93-27. We get nothing out of that. I'm not sure Port Charlotte gets anything out of that. You guys that watched the show last week know that they're missing 3 starters, another couple guys. They were in the football playoffs. They lost to Jones last Friday night, actually winning 23-21 at Jones going to the 4th quarter. And then Jones, at home, and Jones having experience pulled it out and beat them 35-23. And somebody said, well, would you have beat them with those 3 guys? It wouldn't have been 93-27. So 3 starters, and 2 of those guys are like, they can play anywhere in Polk County and start. So I tried to get the game scheduled. Coach Kip Roden said, nope, we're going to play. And so we did. It was a great atmosphere. I love going to small towns like Bartow. And Port Charlotte's a little bit bigger than Bartow, still a small town feel. It was a great atmosphere. They had the cheerleaders, they had the band, and it was they honored the football team, and it was a great atmosphere. Great atmosphere for us too. Okay, we will schedule them next year. We'll schedule them after football season when they got all their guys, and it'll be more competitive. Okay. Last week we said that the 2 things we needed to do to beat Port Charlotte was tempo. Charlotte wants to play slow. I think we did that, okay? And efficient offense, that means make more shots. I think we did those 2 things, okay? 2 reasons we won. This ain't rocket science. We just had more talent, okay? We had all our guys, okay? And the second reason we won, Crosley finally showed up and made a shot. I mean, it was a Jay Crosley sighting down in Port Charlotte. I don't know. Sometimes you don't know what triggers it, right? But I'm glad he showed up, okay? Opportunities for growth. I'm not going to waste your time with any opportunities for growth. Fans, you know me. I can find something to improve on, but 93-27, let's just move forward, right? Couple of individuals, 2 or 3 individuals we want to highlight. Jay Crosley, 33 points, 12 for 21 from the field, 9 for 14 from the 3-point line. Here's what I'm most proud of. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Okay, we've been on him about rebounding, playing better defense, being a guy that has assists, had 4 assists and steals. So it's nice to hit 3s though. He's taking a lot of them, and we had told him a couple weeks ago, that score button does not light up for taking. It lights up for making. Well, he did 9 for 14 from 3. He's made 9 four times, I think, and people think that's like easy to do. And we ain't had anybody do that but 1 guy in my 24 years. And I know they didn't do it before because they wasn't shooting 3s like that. So that's a lot of 3s, right? To make. Okay, so good job, Jay. And good job in getting the other parts of your game to improve because that's what it's going to take for us to win, right? Matt Williams, we talked about his dad, been on my first 6-0 team. Team started 9-0. Matt, 10 points, 5 for 8 from the field, 1 for 1 from the 3-point line. Shout out to Matt. 2 offensive rebounds. Now, this is a challenge for Matt. You had better start defensive rebounding more. If Crosby can get rebounds, defensive rebounds, so can Matt Williams. That's old school talk for you. If you want to keep playing the minutes you're playing. He did have 2 assists and 3 steals. Man, he breaks on balls. He's the best cornerback we got in Bartow. He doesn't play any football, right? And Dylan Brinson, 11 rebounds. 11 rebounds. 7 offensive. All right, 11 rebounds. That's a lot of rebounds. 11 rebounds, 7 offensive. The clock ran the second half and he still had 11. 3 assists, 2 steals. I want to recognize those 3 guys. Okay, we won't go into any stats. 93-27 victory over Port Charlotte in our first time meeting them, okay? Next game, huge Polk County clash. Thursday, December 4th, we beat Santa Fe 61-56. 61-56, okay? We are now 6-3 versus Santa Fe. It's been a nice little clash. I don't want to say rivalry. Hell, everybody's our rivalry. So Santa Fe is a rivalry. I see somebody say that, and then Victory is a rivalry, and then what is Lake Well's not our rival, and Mulberry not our rival, and Kathleen because I went to school there. So everybody's a rivalry. When you've been as good as we've been, thank the Lord for as long as you've been. Everybody's a rival. But it's a rival game. I call it a clash. 6-3. We have now won 2 in a row against Santa Fe and 5 of the last 6. Okay, they started out 1-2 on us, and we won 5 out of the last 6. And we don't take it for granted. It's great competition. Coach Blicker always has his guys ready to play. They do a great job. He does a great job. They're a playoff team, so it's going to help us for February. They're the 2A state runners-up, and so they've been where this team's trying to go. Okay, yes, Bartow has been there, but these kids haven't been there, so it was a good crowd and a good win. Okay, last week we said on the show we needed to do 4 things to beat Santa Fe. I'm going to take you on a little review. We said we needed to make, number 1 thing, make Toby uncomfortable. Did we do that? Check. I'm left-handed, so backhanded check. It's going to be right side to you because I'm in reverse. Check. Yes. We forced Toby into 10 turnovers. I've been watching Toby for 4 years. I ain't sure he's had 10 turnovers sometimes in 4 or 5 games, and we forced him into 10 turnovers. So I think we wore him down. So yes, we did that. Take care of the ball. Check. Yes. We had a few late. I think we had 12 turnovers. We had a few late that allowed Santa Fe to kind of get back in the game when we had it in double digits. But for the most part, if we can have 12 turnovers, we're going to win the game. So check. Yes. Okay. More efficient on offense. A half a check. We'll do that. It's 50-50. The first half, no. The second half, yes. Okay. We did shoot 45% for the game. That's a pretty good percentage versus a good defensive team like Santa Fe. And let's see. I lost my train of thought here. And we'll do that 50-50. We'll do a half a check. And rebound. That was the 4th thing. Yes. Check. We just mauled them. We just mauled the Hawks. It was thuggery in the pivot on the offensive glass. 18 offensive rebounds for Bartow. 5 offensive rebounds for Santa Fe. Second shots, wear down teams, and we just wore them down. So 3.5 out of 4 ain't bad, okay? 2 reasons why, okay, so those were the reasons we told you that we needed to do, okay, and here are the 2 reasons why we won. Our defensive IQ picked up the second half. And our study and our scouting report, now we're going to do something different today. And we'll talk about that in just a second. I don't know if we'll do it every week, but we'll do it today. And our defensive IQ, in our scouting report for the game, we have some key things that help our kids with defensive IQ. One of them, we told our guys that the best 2 guys they got are Toby, offensively, and Newkirk. And we don't want to, Santa Fe is a great driving team and kick for 3s. And that's what they do. And we said, when they drive and kick, we cannot leave those 2 guys. We have to close out on those 2 guys. Didn't happen in the first half. Those guys hit 9 threes. Those 2 hit 6 of the 9. And totally unacceptable. But we did a good job the second half on it. They were 9 for 15 the first half. Our defensive IQ picked up the second half. They were 3 for 13. Much better the second half. Second thing we already talked about. Thuggery in the pivot. Pounding the offensive glass. Okay, what does that lead to? We outscored them in the paint. 38-14. Okay, then we don't have no Tony Bradley in there. 38-14. And transition points. Okay, two areas of rebounding to help you pound the paint. Offensive rebound, obviously, if you don't throw it out for a 3 and you put it back, that's one way. Fans another way, because I love teaching. Defensive rebounding is start the fast break. And so you got to get clean defensive rebounds to start the fast break. Well, we beat Santa Fe 15-5 in transition points, fast break points. Okay, all because of rebounding. So that leads to 38-14 advantage, okay? I want to say this right here. We were down 32-23 at the half, okay? 27 of those points off 3s. Give me a break. Great job, Santa Fe. We went on a 29-7 run over 12 minutes. 29-7 run over the third quarter in the first half of the fourth quarter. So we were down 32-23. We were up 52-39 with under 4 minutes to go. Now, fans, that's hard to do against a good team. What did we do different? We picked up the pressure. Okay, we moved the ball. Okay, and those were the two things we did differently. We picked up the pressure, defensive IQ. Okay, and we moved the ball more on offense. One of my supporters say, Coach, during that time you always suffocating. And now when he said that, I got goosebumps. I like suffocating now. I like when that's suffocating. That's Yellow Jacket basketball, suffocating. I like that word. Okay, so now we're going to take you behind the scenes for 2 clips that we sent to our team this past weekend, to try to encourage them. My wife says, Terrence, you're always sending the guys, some things that they got to improve on. You need to be more positive. Positive reinforcement works. And that's why you're married, because she's probably right. So I sent 2 clips to them. I sent 4 or 5 clips of positive reinforcement. And I decided, I need to take the fans back behind the scenes for 2 clips of positive reinforcement, the things that Bartow Basketball. One defensive clip was a great press possession, forced Toby into one of his 10 turnovers. And one offensive clip was great execution, great pace. The ball moved and players moved and we got a layup out of it. And so you're going to watch these 2 clips. Now I'm actually talking on the clips, guys. We're taking you deep into the Yellow Jacket vault. This is 2 clips that I sent to our guys. Now we'll not do that all the time, but 2 clips I sent to our guys. Take a look. This is terrific execution of how first Matt comes down hard. Matt screens. Okay, Dylan's on time. I want to say that Cyrus also came up hard. Look at the pace of this. Man, this is, woo. Cyrus coming up hard. This is Bartow Basketball. Okay, now then that Cyrus looks at the basket, sets it. Dylan's on time. Great. Okay, now James comes with a little pace. Okay, great screen by Dylan. Oh, man, that's how you come off the screen. Woo, this is great basketball. Guy got to stay in the corner. What's he going to do? Got to stay with the corner. Don't stay with the corner layup. If you missed the layup, Dylan there for the rebound. There comes Matt. Hopefully Matt's a little faster. This was a great possession. This was Bartow Basketball half-court set. This is almost a perfect defensive possession. Cyrus is a little bit late on some stuff, but almost. This is Bartow. All right. You can't get underneath him, Cyrus. Jameer's pushed up. Matt should have been pushed up and more to the middle. Good job. Jay tried to take that guy away. Okay. This time, okay, the guy beats James. Matt should be shrinking the gap a little bit more. All right, Cyrus is up in front of his guy. Okay, James doesn't foul him, just tries to get back in front. High hands by Jay. Okay, because of the high hands by Jay and because, okay, James works to get back in front. Okay, and Jay's coming to clamp, and he probably, Toby probably should have threw it back to number 5, but maybe the high hands prevent him. Maybe he think that we're going to go for that. Anyway, Matt makes a great play. Defensive back, maybe the best one at the school. And everybody's looking for the ball. Cyrus, you should be running. Okay, but anyway, because of the great defensive possession, we wind up getting the last shot of the quarter. And we wind up being up by 5. We won the game by 5. Defense, Bartow. Okay, glad you guys took a look and come back with us as you guys got an in the trenches look at our team. Okay, so hope you all enjoyed the film. Opportunities for growth: 4 for 16 from the free throw line, totally unacceptable. 3 guys responsible for that. Derwin Link 2 for 6, Jameer 0 for 4. Okay, I think Matt was 0 for 2. Some people say, well, you call your guys out when they do some things wrong. I call them up when they do some things right, and so I'm not mad at them. We got to go work on it. Consistency, character, right? The 3 C's is what we talked about. And focus, concentration. They got to concentrate more in practice. And those guys can shoot better than that. And so, anyway, 4 for 16, we got to do better. And then we already talked about, we gave up the 9 threes. It was a defensive IQ thing. A couple of 2 guys I want to name that stood out in the game for me, and then 2 more honorable mentions, so 4 guys, okay? Derwin Link, he was fantastic. I think this is Derwin Link's best game ever in his life. I don't care what anybody says about, I know he plays the Fire, he plays travel ball in his last year. This is his best game ever, okay? Wow. He played a good game the whole game. Now, it doesn't seem like in the first half because our guard play was not up to our standard and he didn't get as many opportunities. But in watching the tape, he was terrific on the boards throughout. He was terrific defensively, and except for the free throws, he was great. Okay, 16 points, 7 for 8 from the field. Okay, 8 rebounds, 4 offensive, 2 steals and a block. We got to do a little bit better. We want him to get double-digit rebounds and more blocks where he doesn't leave his feet, but terrific, fantastic, okay? 2 things are helping Durbin, okay? Number 1, he's playing harder. College scout, says he's playing with a motor, so he's playing harder. Number 2, his IQ is getting better. His understanding of the game is getting better. Why? Focus, concentration, one of the 3 C's in practice is getting better. So his attention to detail in the game is getting better. So, hey, great job by Derwin. We want him to get better. Great, terrific job. Second guy, Jay Crosley, 18 points, 6 for 14 from shooting from the field, 4 for 11 from the 3-point line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Okay, really good job. Getting better defensively. He's not playing at the peak where we want him yet. We're gonna stay on him to play better, but he's getting better. He's got to take better care of the ball. Had 2 or 3 turnovers. Can't happen, especially as not playing the point guard. But he is making plays for others. Okay. He actually had a rough practice on Monday. We were getting off after it with him, and I'm not sure. We should have rough practices every Monday if he's going to play like he did this week. On the boards, defensively, and shooting. So good job, Jay Crossley, okay? 2 other honorable mentions, Cotton and Kobe. Both guys, when they entered the game turned defensively. When Kenny Cotton and Jacoby Terry entered the game, snap, crackle, pop. Like Rice Krispies, the game changed. The tenor of the game changed. You can see it change. And so those guys may not show up in the stat column, but they show up in the win column. So thank you to Kenny Cotton and Kobe. Shout out to them and their peoples. And we got to keep it going. They'll have some games where they score more points, but our number 1 job is to make Santa Fe uncomfortable. Those 2 guys were the ringleaders for it, okay? So 2 games this week, 1-2, 6-0 for the year. Now we are going to move to the preview of next week's games. Tuesday, December 9th, we're going to Sebring. Sebring is 3-2 on the season, okay? JV, for the fans that are going down, JV begins at 6:30. We can't get a bus early enough for it to begin at 6. So JV begins at 6:30. Varsity begins at 8 o'clock p.m. Series history, we are 5-2 against Sebring. In my tenure, this is the 8th straight year we have played them. Like a Polk County game. It's like a Polk County game, right? Princeton Harris is the coach. He's been there for, I think this is his 21st year. He's a Sebring alum, okay? He's got all Sebring folks on his staff. Excellent teams over the years. 6 district titles. Probably been in the playoffs 10 or 11 times. Made a Final Four in 2020. Love playing at Sebring. Why? Small town like Bartow. The folks come to the game. It doesn't matter the team. They come to the game and they support the school. Things I love about Coach Harris's team. They always pass the ball to each other. Their team, okay, togetherness to me can be marked in many ways. One way that it can be marked is by passing. His teams pass the ball to each other, okay? And his teams compete on defense and on the boards. His teams play hard and they compete on defense and on the boards. And his teams are not afraid. They don't care that we're big, bad Bartow. Matter of fact, they're going to be ready. They have not played a game since November 25th. So some people tell me that means they had Thanksgiving off, but then they practiced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday last week, and today, Monday. That's 6 practices to get ready for the Yellow Jackets. And they're going to be ready to play, and we've got to be ready to play. Okay, they're going to be ready to play, and we've got to be ready to play. That's what we emphasize to our team today in practice. Okay, top players. Caden Hester, number 2. You guys know Hester. Sophomore point guard, shooting guard. He's the best shooter they have and the best scorer they have on the team. Okay, he must score for them to win. He plays a little point guard too. There's a quickness about him. Okay, you guys know that his brother was on our staff many years ago. He transferred to Bartow for a little bit and then decided to transfer back. The film shows that he's really comfortable in his game at Sebring, and we cannot have him be comfortable on Tuesday night, right? Second guy I want to mention, number 32, Aiden Tony. He's a junior. Caden's a sophomore. Aiden Tony, number 32, is a junior. 6'5", about 280 pounds. He has to play offensive lineman. I got to ask Coach Harris, does he play offensive lineman, okay? He's got great hands. He finishes inside. He's a good rebounder. He runs the floor well. This is his second year on varsity for Aiden Toney, T-O-N-E-Y. Okay, the other player of note, number 1, Clayshawn Thornton, okay? He's a senior. Great size, speed, can shoot, plays together. Quickness about him defensively. And again, Seabrook has not played since November 25th. It's a home game. The Yellow Jackets are coming to town. It's a big deal. They'll be ready. We'll have to be ready, right? What will it take for us to beat Seabrook? Offensively, we have to continue to strive for efficient play. What does that mean? What does that mean? You've heard me every week, the last 2 or 3 weeks, say we have to be efficient. We have to take good shots and make a higher percentage of them. If you take good shots, then you're going to make a higher percentage of them, right? And you have to keep your turnovers lower. More possessions, more opportunities to score, more opportunities to shoot if you keep your turnovers low. Okay, we have to have ball movement and people movement. Sometimes our guys, because they have confidence in themselves, the ball sticks. Okay, we want guys to have confidence in themselves, but we want guys to also have confidence in the team and what the team can do, because that's how you win a championship. Okay, we want to have a high IQ offensively. Okay, second thing, defensively, how about knowing where Hester is? Just like knowing where Toby is or knowing where Uriah is. How about we know where Hester is? He's the best shooter, one of the best shooters in the county. Okay, and we want low paint touches for Tony. We don't want Tony to dominate us inside. Okay, so 2 keys to the game, right? Offensively, efficiency. Defensively, we need to know where their best guys are. Okay, next game coming up Friday at home, Friday, December 12th. The New Orleans Vikings come calling. Miami New Orleans Vikings they're coming to Bartow Friday, December 12th. New Orleans is 5-1 on the season, so they've got another good team. I want to say that the JV starts at 6, varsity starts at 7:30 p.m. Okay, and other thing I want to say, the Christmas parade is going on. Okay, so there are going to be some times where if you're coming down Broadway, you're not going to be able to get in. You're going to have to go 17 to get in for the game because the Christmas parade is going on. The other thing I want to say is our JV will play Roosevelt. So our JV plays at 6 o'clock. They will play Roosevelt from Lake Wells at 6 o'clock. Okay, Roosevelt, we will play Roosevelt's varsity team. So it'll be a great challenge for our JV team to play Roosevelt's varsity team. Roosevelt is working to build a program. They did not want to play our varsity. They said that they want to play our JV, so it'll be a great challenge. Norland did not want to bring his JV, so worked that way. So we play Roosevelt's JV at 6, Norland's varsity at 7:30 here at the Hive, okay? We talked about the Christmas parade, okay? Series history. We are 3-6 versus Norland. 3-6. That's Yellow Jackets. That's not very good, okay? We won the first 2 games in the series. We won those games way back. I tell Lord Williams we won them way back in the prehistoric days before social media. We won them in 2010, the year we won the state title. I think they won the state title that year as well, and we won it in 2013. We played every year except 2 years since 2015, 2016 year. They have won 6 of the 7 games since we have started the series. We played them in 2010 and 2013 in Christmas tournaments and stuff like that in Tampa and in Atlanta. Okay, but since we met every year home and away, okay, they've won 6 or 7. They have dominated. Now, there are many people can say this. The New Orleans Vikings have dominated the Yellow Jackets. Do you think our guys will hear that Wednesday and Thursday? Yes, they will. The New Orleans Vikings have dominated the Yellow Jackets the last 10 or so years, okay? Last year, these kids got a taste of it. They beat us 60-39 in New Orleans. 39 points, 60-39. They just punked us, thugged us, just pimped us out. It was terrible, okay? Coach Lawton Williams, one of my very best friends, okay, in coaching. Hall of Fame coach. One of the state's top 2 or 3 coaches. Why? 23 seasons, one less year than what we have been in Bartow. 18 district titles. People think, sometimes I think we're doing a good job. He's got 18 district titles in 23 years, right? 7 state championships. Last one in 2024. 7. Won 4 in a row one time. 7 state championships. 1/3 of the time, he's won a state championship. And 75% of the time, he's won the district. Okay, I believe he's over 500 wins as well. He's coached pros, he's coached college guys. Okay, and he gets his guys to play to his identity. They're tough. They have low turnovers. They rebound the ball. They try to be physical. They play inside it. They play big. Coach Lawton's a big guy, and they play big, both their guards and their forwards. So we got to be up for the challenge. Last year they finished 17-11. They lost the district for the first time in a long time, coming off the state championship team, and they had graduated a lot of guys, but a lot of those guys are coming back. Okay, and they're off to a good start this year. 3 or 4 players of note. Number 4, Omari Maida. I don't know if I'm saying the last name correct, but I'm sure he won't see it. Omari Maida, 6'6" junior, shot blocker. He can block it with his left and his right. Rebounder, layup finisher in traffic. Or dunk it if you give him a chance, okay? Holds you off in the post hard. The typical, Lawton Coach Williams is a post coach, and so he always has a great post. And this may not be a pro guy that he's got, but he's good enough to beat us if we can't contain him. A couple of games I've saw, he's had 14 points and 15 points. Okay, well of a challenge. Our interior guys have done good, but this is a well of a challenge for our interior guys to staying connected with him. Senior point guard, Omaria, the 6'6" junior is Omaria, the shot blocker, is a junior. Okay, number 2, Chad McDonald, 5'9" point guard. He's a senior. Okay, everything runs through Chad. Okay, an elite defender. He's got a little quickness, got a little dog. Typical New Orleans quickness, right? Plays fundamentally sound on offense. Always plays off of 2 feet, okay? He uses pass fakes, pump fakes to get his job done. He can pass with either hand, okay? Decent shooter. Number 5 is the next best player. Let me hope I get this right. Ja'Cory Lumbridge. Ja'Cory Lumbridge, Lombrage. 6'4" slasher, dunker, explosive finisher at the rim, good defender. Been through the New Orleans battles. Have some other kids just to quickly note. Number 12 is a shooter, Braden Cabrera, 5'10" in the corner shooter. Zachary Joseph, left-handed, number 22 at the rim. 14 is a backup point guard, also has some quickness. Their style of play, they're patient on offense. He gets them to play so patient on offense. He's a hell of a coach, right? They play fundamentally sound. Defensively, they get in your chili. They're all over the ball. Also, they take the pass one pass away. They make you have to make decisions, okay? If you can't make decisions, you can't beat Northern. If you can't rebound the ball, you can't beat Northern. If you can't make them uncomfortable with their patient offense, you can't beat Northern. And so for 6 of the last 7 times we played them, we haven't been able to beat Northern. Okay, so what will it take for us to win? Well, guess what? Okay, we're going to have to handle New Orleans pressure. We got to be able to make decisions with New Orleans pressure. They turned us into pretzels last year. One of our guards that's no longer with us had 9 turnovers. 9. One guy, 9 turnovers. Give credit to Northern. We must be able to individually handle their pressure, and then we must be able to handle their pressure as a team. We must be able to cut. We must be able to screen. We must be able to shot fake. We must be able to play together. Pressure makes guys want to play one-on-one. We have to play team ball. That's how we're going to beat. Okay, that's how we're going to handle the pressure. That's how we're going to beat Northern. Okay, rebounding, interior scoring. Simple question. Who's going to win the battle of thuggery in the pivot? If we win that thuggery in the pivot, we're going to beat Northern. If we let number 4, and they got another kid, number 0, about 6'5" post guy, come in and thug us and punk us and block our shots, and we don't use fakes and we can't defend them inside, they're going to win. It's really simple. Okay, and then last thing you would guess, we've got to make them uncomfortable. We can't allow them to be patient. We can't allow them to run their offense the way they want to run it. We've got to take them out of what they want to do. And so it's got to be a battle of wills. They've had our number, especially the last 7 times. We own it. We don't make any excuses for it. We schedule them every year, and we're looking forward to the challenge of New Orleans. And probably one of the state's 2 best coaches, the other one being Melvin Randall, who used to be at Ely. He's at Miami Northwestern now. They're probably they're definitely the state's most 2 decorated coaches, okay? Lord Williams bringing his Vikings into town. It's an important game for us. If we want to be a district champion, a region champion, a state champion, if we want to be elite, we got to beat Northern. And we're at home. We got to find a way to beat them. Okay, we got to beat elite teams and elite coaches and elite programs. So we thank you all for your support on the show. This is another Mondays with McGriff. This is season 3, episode 5. Make sure you like and subscribe to our Bartow Basketball YouTube page. We thank the people who have been following us on Facebook, on Instagram, on X. We've got another player preview coming out on Wednesday, and two great games, two terrific games of basketball coming up this week in Yellow Jacket land. See you next week.
All right, because we in the trenches.